We are here at RangerStop and Pop Con.
That's a mouthful, right?
The first annual. So
yes.
They've already said they're planning next year already.
Yes, yes.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Great con. So first off, thank you for putting it on.
Thank you.
Usually it's thanks for being here, but thank you for putting it on.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And so I know you gave us a little bit of background before. How did this all come to pass?
You know what? Honestly, we had been talking, we meaning me, Nakia, Mikey from RangerStop, we had been talking for a couple years about potentially doing a Comic-Con and adding, I know Mikey had always wanted to add another city to the RangerStop umbrella, and because he does a very successful show in Orlando, and I kind of was like, I really think you should, and I had been wanting to invest in one, so had Nakia, so it kind of all just came together. We were at a con, we were at New York Comic Con actually, and we stayed a few days extra to hang out and just run around the city, and we kind of just kept talking about it, and I thought, if we can find a location, if we can figure it out financially, like on paper where it looks like, okay, this is a possibility, then we should do it. And so I kind of just took the lead and started figuring all that out, and once I did, I kind of made it undeniable to them, to where I was like, we have to do it or else we're just not wanting to take the lead, And so they were like, no, let's do it. So I always say that I kind of roped them into it, but they were kind of willing participants. I just kind of made it, I just kind of did the legwork so that we could see that it was possible. We could do it and we wouldn't kill ourselves doing it.
Awesome. So you said you and Nakia and Mikey, so you and Nakia were never actually on Power Rangers together. Like your characters met, but you were kids at the time, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
How did the two of you become as close as you have, having never actually worked together?
Yeah, well, you know what? We met at an audition years later after Power Rangers, and we just hit it off. I mean, one thing I will say about the Power Ranger group or the family is that when you meet another Power Ranger, you're instantly friends. You're instantly going to go to dinner. You're instantly going to just be close. And over the last 3 or 4 years, Nakia and I just have gotten closer because we do Comic-Cons together. But she's just a great person, and we realize that we have a lot in common, and we like hanging out together. And Catherine Sutherland really is the glue between all of us, because she was always really close to Nakia, and she was always really close to me, and it was inevitable that we'd all be the triplet. I call us the triplets. We're the three Beyoncés. That's what I like to think of us as.
Perfect. So when you're looking for a city to do all of this, obviously we're local, so we're thrilled that you picked Atlanta. Why did you pick Atlanta?
You know what? I actually got outvoted. I was actually picking another city, but Atlanta, it was like between Atlanta and another city, and I don't want to say. Yeah, I don't want to say, but it was Atlanta and another city, and the only reason I was partial to the other city was because I had major resources there, and I knew a lot of the actors that lived there, and I was like, well, they can just drive to the show, it'll be easy, we'll save money. But Atlanta, I was excited about that. Like, I was like, no, that's totally a possibility. So when they were like, we really think Atlanta, I was like, okay, great. It wasn't like they had to twist my arm. And then the other thing, if you think about it, like, there's Dragon Con, but if you think about it, not a lot of Power Rangers have come to Atlanta to come to a show. And so even though this is a pop show, and even though we bring pop guests and we're going to mix in anime and pop actors, our fan base and our start is the Power Ranger fandom, because those are the people who've been following us around for the last 12 years that I've been doing cons. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And it made sense. And it seems like the people who have come to the show this weekend are super happy that we brought so many, and that they finally had opportunity to meet some of the Power Rangers they never would have been able to.
So with the success that you've had obviously this year, and with this building up, would you consider sort of expanding to that other city and having an extra Ranger stop at some point?
Absolutely. I think the plan for us is, like, we'd love to do 4 shows a year so that we have one every quarter. Now that's way down the line. We're going to stick with Atlanta for the next couple years and really try to get this one built up the way that Orlando is. And then once we know that it's kind of we've got a market and it's kind of built up, we'll definitely add a 3rd city and then a 4th. So
awesome. So what are some tricks that you've learned putting together this con, like literally from the ground up, that you think is going to make next year?
You know what I found that worked for us was boots on the ground. We can post all day. Social media is obviously a great tool. You're able to post and you're able to reach hundreds and thousands of people with just a click of a button. But really what I think got people here, and what I've noticed, it was the boots on the ground. We went to cons in Atlanta, and I walked up to people and said, come to my show, come to my show. And they looked back at me and they were like, I can't believe you're inviting me, you know, that you're actually here passing out flyers. And I was like, well, if I'm not going to do it for my own business, who is, you know? And so I think that was what helped us tremendously. I mean, I met you at MomoCon, and we handed out, I believe, close to 1,000 tickets, free tickets. We were like, for sure, we want to pack the house. And so far, I think we're over 200 people who've actually come to the show. So that's like a really good percentage when you're kind of giving away something. You know, people are going to lose the ticket. People are going to forget about the show. That was a month ago. But for me, what I think worked for us is really connecting and actually personally inviting people to this show.
Awesome. So finally, you know, we're sort of winding it down. I mean, obviously we still have the last day.
Yeah.
How do you think it went? What were I mean, there were no lows at this con. What were the highs and maybe the not so highs?
You know what? The only not so high is that I wish I had like 10, 15, 20 hours of sleep. Like I was cracking a joke, and I was like, I'm the person who, like, I'll go to the con, I'll do my thing, I will show up for a second at the after party, then I go to bed. Like I'm not partying all night. I'm not the party Power Ranger. And I was like, I've never stayed up this late at a Comic-Con, and then, you know, to be on all day and talking to fans, and then have to go to the after party, have to host the after party, have to close the after party, have to make sure the equipment's locked up each night. You know, that's like a whole nother thing. So the lack of sleep, that's the only thing. But we've been having so much fun. I can't really even complain about that. Like, the minute the doors open, my energy goes right back up, and I forget that I'm even exhausted. So tomorrow, I'll be in a coma. But today, I'm good.
So number one most memorable moment for the weekend?
Oh gosh, there's been so many memorable moments. You know what? We have a team member on our staff who needs a life-changing surgery, and we spoke to the fans about it, and we spoke to the VIP party. We've been telling people all weekend, and we raised over $4,000 for his surgery. And it's not even a surgery. We raised over $4,000 for him to get on the transplant list so that he can get a kidney transplant. So that's the highest of the high. The rest of it can't even compare.
Wow. So if people watching this want to help out with that, what can they do?
Yeah, they can go to GoFundMe, and his name is Carlos Montoya, and it's posted on my wall, on my social media, on the RangerStop social media. Go there and you can donate. He still is, I mean, I was telling people it takes $13,000 for him just to get on the transplant list. That's not even the surgery. So if we got him, I believe we're close to, I want to get him to 5,000 before the end of the day, so that we know that we gave him a good push, but he still has a long way to go. So we still got to keep giving, and literally every dollar, every coin counts. And people were throwing coins, they were throwing dollars, they were throwing everything. And just in our panel alone, we raised over $400. So, you know, and then at the VIP party, we raised over $3,000. So it's like, we can do it. We can totally do it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk
Thank you.
with us. And love the con. Love what you've done with it. Thank you so much for putting this on for your fans.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Oh, of course. See you next year.
Hey guys, I'm Karan Ashley. I played Aisha, the Yellow Power Ranger on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I've got a nerdy mind.